Hello guys, so today we'll be solving difference of cubes, and difference of cubes is very similar to difference of squares. It's not rather difficult. They follow the same basic guidelines of a formula basically. Um and I'll show you guys what it looks like right now. So usually you have something like this. Let's change colors so we can show you. Right. So that's usually what you have. A to the power of 3 and b to the power of 3, or a cube and b cube. Off the bat, let's just start out with the formula. I think there's two sets of formulas that you need to know. I'll show you this one for this one, and I'll show you the one for the other type. There's two types, so I'll show you both of them. So off the bat, people like to do this. This is what's wrong. So I'm not gonna color code this because this is wrong. Put it on the side here. When people like to see this, the first thing people think is like, oh, well, difference of cubes. They think of that a plus b, right? A minus b, and like, or something around those guidelines. Something around this guidelines, right? This is not, it's not the same thing as this. This is not asking you this, because if you multiply this out, you're not gonna get this, right? So that's 100% wrong. So we're gonna cross that out. So if you thought that, don't be upset. You know, a lot of people think that. That's just want to let you guys know that's incorrect. So don't be doing that, because that's for something else. So for this one, the formula for this one, which will be this. So we're gonna put parentheses on this so we can start off. So off the bat, it's gonna be a, right? Because we're just gonna break that a into 3, and we're gonna bring that minus sign down, right? We're gonna break that b down into 3, so right, a minus b. So that's the first set of it, right? Now we need the rest of it that completes it and makes this true. So we're gonna start with the a. So what are we missing for the a? We're missing 2 a's. A, boom, that should give us 3, alright? And the little trick that we use to get the middle part is we flip the sign. So if this is negative, we're gonna flip that sign. We're gonna make that positive, right? No magic. We're just gonna flip the sign. By flipping, I mean changing the sign. So now we're gonna multiply these two numbers. We're gonna multiply these two numbers, and we should get this. A B. And for the next one, we should have a positive sign. And the reason why we have a positive sign on the last one as well is just so so if we multiply this one times this one, since this is negative, this is gonna make it positive, and it's negative times the positive, it should be a negative, and we should get that. Not really magic to it, it's just kind of the irony of this, right? So that's our formula for this one, right? But like I said, there's two different types of difference of cubes, and well, that was the first one. And we're gonna do the second one. I'm gonna show you guys the second one rather quickly, right? I won't really go much over it since we already showed you the first. This is the harder version. This is the easier version, or they're both kind of hard. If you don't know the formula, they're both kind of hard. Oops, I messed up there. Okay. Oops. Cubes, right? Difference of cubes, right? So the same thing with that we just did on the top part. You know, we're gonna break this down, right? So we're gonna bring down that a. We're gonna bring down the plus sign, right? And we're gonna bring down that b. right? We're just gonna bring 1b down. Break it up into 3, and we're gonna bring 1b down, right? Same thing we did here. We brought down the a, we brought down the a, we brought down the b, we brought down the b. We brought down that minus, we bring down the plus sign, right? We didn't do any magic, we didn't do anything different yet. This is not, so, okay, so we're gonna do the same format that we just did, right? Right, so we just did that. So now you say, well, if we change that to that, and we flip the sign on this one to this one, are we gonna flip the sign to this one to this one? Yeah, we're gonna flip the sign on this one too. Right? We flip the sign. So if that was negative, this is positive, this is positive, this is negative. That's the only magic that we do, actually. This is the only magic that we do, and that's the hardest part to remember, is just remembering to flip the signs for the middle one. So, I forgot. Hold it. So we're going to multiply the same thing like I said. We're going to multiply these two, and we should have it. Right? No magic here. We just... And usually, the last one usually just stays the same. Right? So the plus sign, so usually the only difference between these is in the signs here. And this is positive, this is negative, this is negative, this is positive. And that's usually the only difference. I'll try to do 2 for both of them, so rather simple and a little complicated if I can find a complicated one. There's no rather trick to these, but I'll do a part 2 on a more complicated version, and we'll start off with an easy version so you guys won't go off track here. So we're gonna start out with this one, okay? I'm looking at my textbook, so this is from my textbook. X to the power of 3 minus 27, right? So we need to find out which one's A and which one's B. In this case, we're gonna make this A and this one B, right? So like I said, guys, we're gonna break this down, right? We're gonna break down the X into 3 different pieces. So we break it down to 3 different pieces, we should have X, right? So now this is the hard part. Well, 27, well, how do I even know that 27 is a cube? Well, we know that this is a cube because of the 3, so automatically I'm assuming this is a cube. I'm just assuming, right? But we can try this out, right? 2 times 2 times 2, that should give us, we'll see right now. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, that's not 27. 3 times 3 times 3. Because we're talking about cubes, so we're using 3 numbers. Talking about cube, we're talking about 3 numbers. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27, right? So we know that 3 works, right? So it's safe to assume that 3 works. And let's see. Right, so then you would say, well, how do I know that it doesn't work? Or for some cases, you say, oh, I didn't get a cube number. Well, they just, so we keep going, like 8, 27, 64, 125, and so on. If we keep going, let's just say we get a number like 144, and you know 144 is not a cube. So you say, well, I get 125, and after that I get a bigger number that doesn't give me 144, so I know it's not a cube. So you can just say, maybe you can pull something out, and I'll show it to you guys in the next example, maybe. Yeah, I think I'll show you guys in the next example what I mean by that. So we're just gonna go off with this one for now. So Okay, so we're just go back to this equation, forget about what I just said. And so we have, so now we said, well, we have to square that, we have to square a, right? Stating on the first formula, we have to square a, right? So x is gonna go square, right? A squared. The formula states the second sign is positive, right? And we said that we multiply a and b together, so we're gonna multiply these two out together. Let's just do this together, different colors, so you guys can see what I mean. 3 times x should just be 3x, right? And the formula states that we were going to add the last number, and it says we're going to square b. In this case, our b is 3, so we're going to go here, right? Wrong colors, oops. Okay, so you see what we did here. This is basically the same thing that we just did here, right? Now you say, well, am I done here? Well, technically you are done here, but you just gotta clean it up. And if you do clean it up, it should look nice, right? Doesn't look like a minus sign. Here we go. Right. So I'm not gonna put the parentheses for now. I'm gonna skip that for now. Right. So I'm not really doing anything different right now. I'm just, I just haven't added up my signs yet because I wanted to put the numbers and colors first, just to make it look nice for you guys. And so we would parentheses this and this. Boom. Now that should look exactly like that. And you see how we square the b? We have to finish it off like that. We gotta make it look nice. We gotta remove those parentheses off. And the reason why I did it off like this, because I'll show you guys in the next example why I did it like that. And that's how we did it for this one. So in the next one that I'm gonna do for you guys is I'll do a simple one, not too complicated. So it says, looking at my textbook, hold up. So it says AW. It says minus, but we're gonna change the sign to a plus sign, because we just did one with the minus, so we'll 125. So you say, wait, hold up, I forgot the most important part that states is a cube, perfect difference is cube. Okay, so now you say, okay, so how do I know this is the difference of cube? Well, we know w to the power of 3 is a cube. We can safely assume that, you can safely state that it's 2 is a cube. But we're not 100% on the 25, right? So we know we have 2, 3, we do 4 now. 4 times 4 times 4 should give us 64. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. Okay. Let's try 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. So, you know, obviously if you have a calculator, you can calculate this faster and you can find out the difference of cube. A cube and a cube here. So that's rather, so now we know it's difference of cubes with the plus sign in the middle, right? So we need to circle like our two different terms, right? We're gonna circle this one. This is our A, and this is our B, right? So these are two terms. So now Remember how I told you guys? Now we gotta write it down, right? We started off with, so we know we already said that the 8 is a 2. So now we know that's 2, and we said that W, we break it up into 3. That should give us 1 W. So we're gonna bring down the sign like we did on the other one. Bring down the sign, so it should be a plus sign. And we said that the cube root of 125 was 5. Right? So that's our first part. So now I gotta do the second part, which is the hardest part. This was the easy part. Okay. So what I like to do is I bring down the 2W, right? Like I did on the other one, and I square that, right? You know how we did in the other one, same thing. So we're gonna use the same technique. So now we said when this is plus, we're gonna flip the sign and we're gonna make this negative. Right? That's what the formula states, right? Remember I told you guys these are the 2 formulas that we need to know, right? These are the 2 formulas that we need to know, right? No magic, no. These are the 2 formulas by definition. So we flipped the sign already, and remember we said we're gonna multiply these 2 together. So we're gonna multiply those 2 together. So I'm gonna, right? No magic yet. Right? All I simply, I'm multiplying these 2 numbers together. Right? Then, right, we're gonna bring down the plus sign from the formula. This is from the formula, guys. Nothing different. From the formula. It's very important. I know I keep saying the formula and the formula and the formula, and it's something that you guys really need to keep your eye on, because a lot of you guys like to do your own things and there's no magic to this. So the only magic that we did from the formula was flipping the sign, right? So now you say, well, that technically I'm done, right? Yeah, you're done. Most of it is done. 95% of it is done. All you gotta do is clean it up. So let's start out with this part here, since this is the messy part. So we're gonna bring down this, so 2 to the 2 squared should give us 4W squared, right? Now we're gonna bring down that minus sign, since that's from the formula. And we're gonna multiply those 2 numbers together, so we're gonna get a 10W. Right? Make the W red so I can at least have something from it. And then we're gonna square that 25. We're gonna bring down that plus sign. Squaring the 25 should give us, the 5 should give us 25. Just kidding. So we haven't really done anything. We just simplified it, in other words. And this first part, we're just gonna bring it down. And we're gonna color code those for you guys. Okay. So that's your answer for those 2. So these are just from the formula, difference of cubes, guys. Basically all you gotta do is follow the guidelines, follow the formula, and you should be set to the answer. This is basically all done already for you guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, please drop a like, comment if you have any questions, comment down your problems, and I'll be gladly to help you guys. If you guys really enjoy this video, please drop a thumbs up. Thank you. Bye.